And we are back. We take our surfboard seriously, but not really our surfing. So we are going to give you the deets on the CI 2 Pro. Daniel was the lucky recipient of this board. So we will be sharing with you some insight and some details as to how he liked the board.
A little background on the CI 2 Pro, the winner of the 2023 Stab in the Dark with Italo Ferreira. And it retains the successful design from 2022 model, but they changed the rocker so it's reduced to match his surfing style. The reduced rocker of the 2 Pro adds speed and makes it easier to surf for a wider range of surfers. For the fans of the CI Pro, the 2 Pro complements their collection for less demanding conditions while offering new opportunities for those intimidated by the CI Pro.
Let me summarize that real quick. The CI Pro in the high performance world is more of the Ferrari car, whereas the CI 2 Pro is more of the groveler of the high performance.
Yeah, and if you want the full description or even want to hear about it from Britt himself, we'll put the link in the description below and you can check out the video. Dan, you're the only one that surfed this board. Let's jump into the ratings here. We rate on performance, fun, and value for boards. So what's your performance rating?
It's almost like it's the first time he's thought about it.
I haven't thought about it. I haven't thought about it.
We can tell. I'm all ears. I'm ready.
So for performance, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. So the board that I tested before this was the Sharp Eye Inferno 72, and I love that board. So that's kind of the benchmark where I'm testing this against. So most of the waves we surf up here, a little bit slopier, a little bit mushier. It's not as vertical.
Closed out.
Generally closed out, windy and cold, and a little sharky at times. This board performs well for me in waves that are at least head high. If I'm riding the Inferno 72 on basically any condition up to a foot or two overhead and feel good about that, for this board, I prefer to surf it head high and up. I hardly surf big waves anymore, but up to double overhead. And it performs really well. Obviously it carries speed because there's more speed on larger waves, but it definitely has some quickness and pep. It has good speed and flow, which is nice. On smaller days, it's just a little bit more challenging because it is a more traditional performance shortboard. It doesn't quite have as much zip as you would want on smaller days.
All right, that's some good insight there. I definitely have some follow-up questions for you. I'll ask those questions later. Next rating is for fun, Dan. What say you?
What say you? I will say 4. Again, I love riding the board and head high and up surf. And once it gets under that size, then it takes a little bit more work to get speed and for maneuvers and things like that. So I'll go 4 out of 5.
Rad. Okay. And then bringing up the rear here is value. So I think you bought this fresh off the rack, right? What did it run you?
Yeah, and this is a standard PU board, so it ran me a full retail of $775, and it performs well. It does. Like I really like the board. It's like my go-to on bigger days. So for rating, I'll go 4 out of 5.
Yeah. First question: what kind of fins have you been riding with your board? If you know.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know.
Daniel, how many fins? 1, 2, or 3?
So the fins that I'm riding are the HS1 generation future fins.
Do you like them? Have they worked out for you?
I do like the fins that I'm riding on them. The board holds well when you're doing carves or turns or like a big bottom turn. It performs well, both the board and the fins, and it provides plenty of zip and speed, which is great.
Is it a medium fin or a large?
Yeah, large.
Large for the big dog. Okay, next question. Sometimes people prefer forehand or backhand on certain boards. Does this board, has it spoken to you and let you know a preference? Like, does it like to be ridden on your backhand more than your front hand? Or is it pretty neutral, like easy to surf both ways?
I'd say easy to surf both ways, yeah. Some boards I really prefer forehand over backhand or backhand over forehand, and this is pretty even.
I know you gave a value rating already, but for like an average surf dad, that probably isn't going to surf double overhead screamers. You know, like what's the reality of picking up a 2 Pro versus something like the new dumpster diver?
I would say if you surf in, yeah, head high plus surf consistently, those are the days that you go out, then this would be a great board to purchase. For myself, and I think a lot of other surf dads, we usually surf anywhere between 2 to 6 feet. And so if that is the case, I would look at a more all-around board because it does okay in smaller surf, but it's not my go-to board. It's my board when it's a little bit bigger or when it hits head high plus.
The CI 2 Pro, it's a high performance shortboard, but in the realm of surf dad, it really seems to only apply if you're surfing good waves. If that's you, hats off to you because you are surfing better waves than we are. If you're in typical mushy, crappy surf, this probably won't be your go-to board as often, but it's still a great board to have in your quiver should you encounter good waves. That's our take. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Daniel will actually be able to answer them. Otherwise, we will see you out in the water.